I don't know if y'all seen this creepy KFC commercial where this guy's in this weird forest and he's confronted by this demonic chicken that stares him in the eye for a minute. And then all of a sudden, this woman appears out of nowhere, right? Out of the sky. And they drop this vest on this man, okay? And then they start escorting this man through this forest, okay? They start taking him through, like, and I say they because these other cult members come out of nowhere and, you know, they start, you know, surrounding the guy. They put him in this jacket and then they start marching him through the forest, okay? And as they're going through the forest, this golden egg appears for some reason, okay? It's all symbolic, all means something, but I just can't figure it out. I'm not that smart. But then, after the golden egg appears, they take him to this lake of gravy, it looks like, and then they dip the man in the lake of gravy. They dip the man in the lake of gravy and he comes out as a big ass piece of chicken. And all I can think of when I saw that particular commercial is, you are what you eat, you know what I mean? It's like, what are they trying to tell us, right? What if they're putting like all of these hormones and chemicals in the meat? I know they put pesticides and stuff on the vegetables too, but I'm not overly sitting up here eating vegetables either. It's like, once I stop eating as much meat, once I stop eating, like just gorging myself in general, my appetite changed completely to something that's like, I can eat one time, like once a day, maybe twice a day and be good, you know, have all the energy in the world. And what I feel is like back in the day when they were telling us that we're supposed to eat 3 square meals a day, they were setting us up for fucking failure. Because think about it, if you eat in the morning, okay, especially something that may have some milk in it and you're lactose intolerant, you're gonna have the poops. Or some cheese, anything with dairy in it. Like, I mean, honestly, they set you up for failure. They don't set you up to count the calories out versus the calories in. They just tell you, eat 3 squares a day and you'll be healthy. And as long as you follow this, that we now know is a flawed food chart, then you'll be good to go. But we all know you can't be just banging out bread all day. You can't be banging out fruit all day. That ain't shit but carbs you putting in your life, you know what I'm saying? And that shit's crazy. I don't know if y'all see my friend behind me back there.
Wait.
But he's back there, living in our nightmares. Happy Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are doing well. I am down here on Fremont Street getting ready to go to the toy store, and I was just thinking about eating right and being healthy and how I want to like get into enough shape to be out here shirtless for the rest of the summer because it's already spring, it's already hot. I'm already in the hoochie daddies, as y'all can see. And in the summer, I don't really want to wear a shirt. I really don't. But no, they set you up for failure, man. And that's why so many people are shaped so weird and shit. That's why so many people are fucked up and dealing with all these issues and whatnot. You know? Because we're not taught at a young age how to take care of ourselves from a young age, because they want you in that medical system. They want you constantly sick and buying, you know, going to the hospital and getting their care and being at their mercy. However they can have you, they're gonna take you. And that's one of the best ways they could take you, by starting you early, getting your sugar all fucked up, getting you addicted to shit. You know what I'm saying? And they have all of this research that where they know that they're getting you addicted early. Like even when you go into the grocery store, how the sugary cereal is geared towards children at the bottom shelf. How there's a science to like promoting, selling products to anybody at eye level. That's a level of fucking maniacal that I can't even fathom. Okay, and then you think of that, you think of the habits that it develops. You think of how, okay, I want to do this. I want to have McDonald's. I want to have this. I want to have that. Kids grow up on that shit, bro. Fucked up. And you see that the people that come from like a more educated background, a lot of times, their kids don't have the same problems. And a lot of times that's due to the fact that they don't live in food deserts. Like I live in the hood down over, like not too far from here, and the only thing over there that you can buy anything from is a fucking 7-Eleven where I happen to hop on the bus and go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how y'all doing? Hello.
Have you heard about the DARE program?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah. So we've actually been revamped.
topics.
Uh-huh.
But we're focusing also on teen suicide, mental health, and then fentanyl crisis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Y'all thought y'all had one away.
no, we're trying to come back. We're trying to come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we do have some referees here. We do have our team goal here. We're trying to make $1,000 for today.
Okay.
So that helps with 800 students. So that's about a whole school. And then we also have our most famous one is the planning. So that basically helps us out with that.
So it's like a whole donation thing?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So any donation helps. It's going towards getting the dare program back into all Park County.
You guys don't have like a $20 program?
Yeah, we did.
There's no price tag, anything else.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we take cash, Apple Pay, any card.
I can do 20. Do y'all do Google Pay?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I was gonna donate, but they had all this QR code shit going, and I was gonna give them 20, but then they asked for another 10, and I just didn't feel comfortable about it. But it is good to see that DARE is back. Let's get some of these kids off these drugs and shit, and keep them from killing themselves, according to that dude. Oh, we doing some illegal shit for some cars are coming, but I don't fucking care. All right, now. Could have got hit by a bus, but we didn't. But yeah, DARE. Oh shit. We shoot from the hip today. I know y'all like these little vlogs. Let's put these bitches on. Anyway, then go to our favorite toy store and grab something for my new G.I. Joe shelf. And that shit. I like the G.I. Joe toys as figures. But as display figures, oh my god, they're kind of trash, low key. They just don't pop. They don't have that look, that aesthetic. But the last time I was in here, these fine folks had a Cobra Commander that I wanted to pick up. And I know. It's a recession. We ain't got time to be out here wasting money on toys and shit and whatnot, but we gone. There he is. This is where I came from. Him right here. It's like spruced up the shelf a little bit, but it is still help. And even he, like, while I'm in here. And there he is, Cobra Commander. This G.I. Joe shelf is starting to look a little bit better, but G.I. Joes look better with vehicles and stuff. And with this particular collection, for some reason, the vehicles for that set are just not going to get bought. They start, and I'm talking about just the Jeep, like the little G.I. Joe Jeep that you'll put two figures in, the old school Jeep, G.I. Joe Jeep, starts at $99 if you can find it online, which is way too much money. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not trying to say that there's people in the meat. I'm just saying there can potentially be people in the meat. I'm not saying you get a chicken leg that's clearly shaped like a chicken that they took some man meat and wrapped it around the bone. But I'm saying, as far as hamburger, as far as mixed meats, as far as a lot of these fast food restaurants that a lot of people frequent, right? With the endless bag of meat, where does the meat come from? And I know they say, oh, they have these chicken farms and they have, they live in these inhumane conditions and da-da-da-da. But what about even the free range? Where are all these goddamn free range chicken? What are the actual logistics to keep so many billions fed at each particular restaurant, which it'll get the gears turning, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention that they always talking about they on the streets, scooping up homeless people, and the homeless people disappear, which I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, like I say, I live in a place where there's a lot of homeless people, and it's always the same homeless motherfuckers in droves. I don't see no vans coming through and scooping these niggas up and putting them in the meat grinder and serving them at McDonald's. That's not what I'm saying. Just up the street, same place, and there's a lot of people that sleep outside of it. There's a cemetery, okay? And people have been making these claims that the cemeteries are not filled up with bodies because it's only so many bodies that you can have. So what are y'all trying to say, that they exhume the bodies to use for meat? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people in this conversation that we're having about, when we see commercials like that KFC commercial where they're literally dipping a nigga in gravy and he's coming out as this crispy chicken tender for you just to sink your teeth into. I don't know, it just makes me question some stuff in the golden egg, and I know people have these campaigns like, where it drives the conversation, because the whole time we're probably talking about this, in the back of some of y'all's mind, Y'all can't wait to go to KFC and get you a 2-piece and a fucking biscuit that's gonna choke the shit out of you if you don't get something to drink. I know a lot of y'all are seeing that commercial and just thinking about the lake of gravy and just how we can just coat your innards, you know what I mean, and make you feel at home, make you feel safe, make you feel warm in a cold, desolate world that treats you like shit. I know a lot of y'all right now, when y'all see that nigga come up out that lake, are thinking about the crispiness, the crunchiness, that just the spice. You know what I'm saying? When sometimes you bite into some fresh white meat, juices just bust at the back of your throat. Pause. When it's done so succulently. You know what I'm saying? This is coming from a person that's obviously a vegetarian and is lusting over the idea of sinking my teeth into something juicy. You know what I'm saying? Something succulent. You know what I mean? Like, I think about that because I spend most of my life. I mean, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not like craving it like that. But when I sit up there and I see a commercial that fucked up, it's weird that I still think about eating chicken. I mean, it harkens back to the days of old when the Popeyes chicken sandwich was coming out and everybody was losing their goddamn mind just to get a taste, just to get a little piece. Was that first batch? Was those people patties and motherfuckers was ready to go to prison for the rest of their life or crash the fuck out just to get a taste of that man meat? Is that what was happening? It could be, potentially. Understand that everything we eat, not even just meat, everything. Vegetables are processed, pesticides, like I mentioned earlier, you know, the meat, hormones, and all the stuff that they put in us. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, especially as man, you start to get these, you know, start to get some titties. I know people have been making fun of. I'm not trying to show my titties out because I've been getting demonetized for showing off my titties. But you know, you get like an A cup. You know what I'm saying? So if you bounce around a little bit like Omarion, people assume that you know, are a milk producer, and that's mostly because of the hormones that they put in the food. That we get this. What do they call it? Gynomastia, gynocaspia, or whatever. I mean, I have it. The little gyno, not bad, because like I said, I lost a lot of weight. And the first place where I start losing weight, especially when I'm watching my diet, is in my face, in my chest, and in my thighs. So I get like these chicken legs and shit. And it ain't what it is. Like this summer, or going into this summer particularly, I look a lot different than I did last summer, at least to me, because last summer there was a lot more muscle mass. This year I'm going into the summer a lot leaner, and I plan on remaining lean pretty much for the rest of my life at this point. I don't ever plan on going back to eating 3 squares a day. Yes, I do eat junk food. Yes, I do snack. Yes, I do have, what is it? Look at this. My cashews right here. You know what I mean? I do eat a lot of vegetables. I like pomegranate juice right now. Trying to substitute for a lot of the energy drinks, even though sometimes I do get headaches if I don't have the caffeine. So I do make a lot of coffee, stuff like that. But I'm trying to get into a routine of things that I can prepare for myself for dinner that are healthy. I've been making sweet potatoes, which have been pretty good. Regular potatoes. I've been baking potatoes, but after you can only eat so many fucking potatoes in so many different ways. Sometimes I would just skip dinner altogether because I'm bored of the food and I'm just not that hungry. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, going into this summer, coming out of spring, if you do have trouble with food, and that is, you know, a goal of yours, think back to what I was saying earlier about how it is very important for you to take care of yourself in the present so that your future self, and I think I said this in the video yesterday, so that your future self can be comfortable. If you take care of your body now, in the present, in the future, you don't have to worry about hypertension, diabetes, insecurity problems because, you know, you can't fit into something, or you don't look a certain way, or you don't have a certain aesthetic that you're trying to, you know, pass off. You don't feel like you're sexy enough. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about how the outside world is going to perceive you, because it's going to be always somebody that finds you beautiful, but it's about how you see yourself. And a lot of times your self-esteem and your inner self is tied to your exterior and what you see in the mirror. And if what you see in the mirror is trash, it is a reflection of what you eat. Like I say, you are what you eat, but hopefully what you eating is not people.